Welcome, everyone, to Peter Overzet's channel. I'm clearly not Peter Overzet. No, my name is Tony Squares, and I, alongside four very intelligent individuals, are competing to become the next great voice in fantasy football. And to do so, we have stolen $100,000 of Peter Overzet's money to participate in one single draft. How are we doing that? Well, let me tell you. But first, I got to introduce you to the other four players, so come on in, guys. It's Survivor Week. Let's do this, boys. I'm excited. I'm excited to get into this draft. Kamish, how excited are you, my guy?
Oh, I'm pumped. I mean, this is the tribe that I would have picked if I could handpick any five gentlemen to be drafting today. So I'm excited. I'm more of a home league guy. You know, people have said, I don't know, ball, stuff like that. I'm here to push back against that. My talents can go anywhere, including these best ball streets. So let me pass it off to my brother up north, Zach.
Yeah, that's me. I'm your boy, Zachy Sports. I'm down here in Canada. I believe in two systems, the metric system and the good at football system. I watch the games once. I watch the games twice. I go with my gut. I go with what I see on the tapes. And Alex, I feel like you're in a different direction.
Yeah, Zach, you and I could not play fantasy football any different. My name is Alex Cups for Cups Analytics, and I created a predictive model to try to get better at fantasy football, predict who's going to be good at the next level. Neil, I know you're a statistics guy as well. Let me know who you are.
Yeah, so I'm Neil. I'm coming from a similar angle to Alex. You know, my numbers, the numbers really start my takes, and then they live in the projections. So I'm a pretty seasoned best ball guy, and I'm a little worried about what's going to happen here today. Tony, take it away.
I'm very worried too, because myself, I'm the fantasy football lawyer. I am treating you as the jury, and I'm going to convince you that my guy either did or did not do the job when we make our pick. And how we're going to do this draft is a little bit hairy. We've taken $100,000, given $20,000 to each of us, and we will be live auction bidding on each round of the draft to see who can make the pick during that round. It's going to be chaos. It's going to be a lot of fun, but you're getting the best of the five minds that we have to offer, because we are five guys in four different time zones from three different countries in a two-tribe challenge with one chance to make it all work. And boys, I want to throw it to Cups first, because we got to talk a little bit of strategy before we begin. Is there any way you want to go with this first overall pick, how we should get the ball rolling?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great question. I think we're all approaching this from a different level of experience with underdog best ball drafts this season so far. So I think that's going to make it an interesting dynamic for us with five different players, different levels from maybe zero picks through or zero drafts through hundreds of drafts. You know, I know we vary a lot, and you can see we have the 106 here. We're on the board quick.
Yeah, it's perfect.
So Tony, take it away. How do you want to approach this to start here?
We have no idea how it's going to start, because we don't know which one of us is picking. But boys, we're writing our numbers down. Who wants the first round pick in 3, 2, 1? Show me your bids. I got 1.5, 7.5 for 14.
Oh my God. Steve, look, Alex likes to come on these streams and talk about his model and how sharp he is. In reality, he doesn't know how to tout anyone after the first 3 rounds. You know,
14K is ridiculous.
Yeah,
14K.
I mean,
it's going to be the only pick he makes for the entire draft.
You guys can say all you want. But I'm going to show you right now. It really comes down to the first pick in the first round being the most important pick in our entire draft. Okay. And you guys are going to learn someday. Okay. Maybe not today, but you're going to learn. And this first round pick, especially this year, there's a guy that's going after the first 5 picks that I think is the best pick on the board right now. And I promised I was going to carry the Kurt Rambis flame the rest of this way in this tournament, okay? And God damn it, if I'm not going to do it with this pick, give me Ashton Genty at the 106. Give me Ashton Genty.
There's still time. Jonathan Taylor's on the board.
Jonathan Taylor, way worth running back, baby. Come on. Hey, Kurt Rambis, he's pulling Ashton Genty up to the 103, and honestly, I can't blame him. I think this is a guy who has an outside shot to be the RB1 overall. This is a guy that has Christian McCaffrey level upside at the running back position. Okay. We are underestimating how good a receiver Ashton Genty is. Okay. I did this in our last challenge. I know people are going to be talking, you say too much about Ashton Genty, whatever. Okay. This guy has insane receiving upside. It's completely untapped, and nobody is treating him like the running back that he can be in the NFL. Neil, You're an
I
analytics
think,
guy. Back me up.
I think the operant word in your sentence there was outside chance, because this is not happening. Like, there's a reason I bid 1.5, and it's because I didn't think we could really mess this up that early. But here we are, getting ready for round 2, and we'll see what
Can we
happens.
talk about the
but it looks
game
like Tony
script of Las Vegas Raiders games, which is they're going to be getting blown out every single week by whoever they're playing?
Hey, get ready to learn 10 dump offs in the fourth quarter, baby.
I agree. I agree. Cups, I am on your side in the fact that you got to go for your man, but I don't know if Ashton-Jeanty is my man. But boys, we have to make our pick in the second round, so throw those bids up. Who do you want in the second round in 3, 2, 1? I got 1.5, 5.5. All right, Zachy Sports, take a second pick is yours, my guy.
Can we take a look at the board? Can we see who we got on the board right now? All right. Wow. I don't love what we have going on here. This is not great.
This is your moment to shine.
Why did I bid that? I thought that was going to be a middle of the pack bid, and now I'm stuck in this spot. I think I'm leaning towards. I'm between Drake London and AJ Brown at the second pick. We just had Brock Bowers. Does anybody have a strong opinion on London or Brown? Probably leaning towards Brown out.
I am out on the AJ Brown experience. I want Drake London all the way. I trust
London.
Red zone targets in that offense.
Let's go London. Let's go London. I'm willing to acquiesce there. I think AJ Brown still, is a really, really good player, and he's playing with a much better quarterback than whoever Drake London is going to play with. But Drake London, on the other hand, as far as like being really good at football, Drake London is incredible at football. He is, without a doubt, one of the best players in his position. He dominates whoever he's going up against. So I'm happy to take Drake London.
Karma is coming back.
You got a thought?
Sorry. Karma is coming back for the AJ Brown experience. Diana Rossini died for this, and there is no chance it's going to work out in New England. Commish, really quick before we go to the next bids.
Well, let's do the bids and then I'll make my point on London. So everyone reveal their bids for round 3, which I would say is the most important round. 3, 2, 1. 9K.
9K.
2.5.
Well, I had to win it. I had to win it.
No, 2.0.
2.0. Okay, yeah, on London, my whole thing is like, they drafted 3 premium skill position players in a row with Pitts, with Bijan, with London. And when they were all bad or underperforming a little bit, I was like, there's no way they drafted 3 straight busts, like that's just not going to happen. So it was the quarterback play. Here, this is an easy pick for me. Smash Devontae Smith. I know we've known about this for 6 months. What was more obvious, that AJ Brown was going to get traded, or that once AJ Brown got traded, Devontae Smith was going to move up draft boards? Like, guys, get with the program. But that doesn't mean that Devontae Smith is not going to smash this year. He's going to be the wide receiver 1. He's a superstar talent. Jalen Hurts sucks, no doubt. But I still think he throws the ball deep pretty well. Devontae Smith wins on the outside. I love him this year. Love him.
That's the thing. We're trusting such bad quarterbacks with our teams already. Fernando Mendoza, Michael Penix. Like, come on. Cups, what do you say?
Yeah, I mean, Kamish said it all about Devonta Smith, but I also think we are forgetting how insanely good he is at football. Like, his prospect profile coming into the league, he's like a top 5 wide receiver in my model going back to 2014. So this is a guy that can be entrusted with a wide receiver one role at the NFL level. Has he had to do it yet? No. But can he do it? I think he can. I think he can get moved around the formation, play a lot of different roles for the Eagles offense in 2026. So I'm all in, and I think he's a guy, if you're getting in the 3rd round, that's one of the best picks on the board at the wide receiver position.
You don't love that the guy whose position he replaced got asked to be traded because he wasn't getting enough targets in his new position that he's in.
That's true.
Not good. We have Ashton-Jeanty as our RB1. We paired it up with Drake London and Devonta Smith. The 4th round is coming around the board here, boys, so we do need to throw our bids up for the next one. 3, 2, 1. What do you got? I got another 1.5. 8.5 for Neil.
Hey, all right.
Now we're talking.
Welcome to the board.
All right,
Neil.
time for this draft to go off the rails.
Yeah. You'll hate it one way or another. Don't worry about that. I do think it's interesting. I feel like we might be overreacting to like news that on like we were thinking about it in the second round and we did it in the third round, you know, pulling up like potentially AJ Brown on a new team and Devonta Smith with the new outlook in Philly. But let's see if he comes back to us. I know you guys are going to hate it, but if he does come, we are going to take Josh Jacobs. It's not even a question.
Oh,
Thank God
okay.
he's gone.
Okay.
Thank God he's gone. Get out of here, Neil.
We already have Pete behind prison bars right now after we stole all of his money. We don't need to draft another criminal on this team.
you might never play football again.
Dude, I don't think he's a good person, but I think he's a good pick. Like,
well, we're on the board right now, Neil. It's your pick.
All right, so let's take Ladd McConkey here. I do think with the new offense coming to town, the personnel changes, that's someone that we saw really show off in year one is something that we can really rely on to be efficient. I really couldn't trust an offensive coordinator more than Mike McDaniels, someone who is going to put his players in a position to succeed immediately. And, we saw the efficiency with Waddle and with Hill. This is something that I don't really think is a question. It's more just a matter of, does he go nuclear? I think he will provide good weeks. It's just hopefully he really ascends to that wide receiver one level that we saw potential for in year one. Looks like Tony might have some thoughts on that.
No, I'm right there with you. I do love Ladd McConkey. It was a step back last year compared to what he did this year. There was a lot of talks about that was an injury that hampered him a little bit more than people are letting on to. I'm very excited for this next round because 5, 6, 7, those rounds right there, I am so strong on some players that I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to be throwing some money in the world here. So let's go up with our
let me redo my bet real quick. I got to block Tony. Let me redo it.
With our 5th overall pick in 3, 2, 1. I got 10.5K on the line.
Dude,
okay,
God.
going down.
That's all yours.
Could you, producer, show me the running backs that are available? Because we have one running back on our team right now, and there is one more I want to add to it. And I'm hoping he falls to us. I do have a backup plan in case he doesn't. But the running back I want to take is Jadarian Price out of Seattle. I know it's going to be early on ADP.
No!
I'm not waiting for it to turn around. Let me give you my Jadarian Price take, okay? Bob Condado of the Seattle Times reported earlier this week that Zach Charbonnet is closer to a mid-season return than anything else. Emmanuel Wilson is the other running back on our team. I did not think Jadarian Price was worth a first-round draft pick, but I don't run the Seattle Seahawks. Kenneth Walker is gone. Charbonnet is not there. That's the RB 22 and 24 last year in PPR rankings. 1,800 yards and 17 touchdowns are up for grabs in a Clint Kubiak offense run by his protege. Jadarian Price is a volume play in the 5th round that could be a high top 12 running back when it's all over. I know you boys hate this. That's what we did. Kamish, what say you?
Well, it's a good thing you're not running the Seattle Seahawks because they wouldn't even have come close to winning the Super Bowl last year after that pick. Let me tell you. I mean, man, I don't know. I'm not the expert on the prospect profile stuff, but everything that I've been seeing all year has been, obviously Jeremiah Love is a superstar at RB1, but every other running back in the class sucks. So Cups, Neil, either of you guys have any opinions as more of the, prospect guys?
I think go ahead.
Okay, I would just say one quick thing about Jadarian Price's prospect profile. Yeah, he is there. I don't know if I remember a bigger drop off from an RB1 to an RB2 in a rookie class than Jeremiah Love to Jadarian Price. Jadarian Price comes in for me around a guy like Jonathan Brooks, who was pretty much more of like a mid-3rd, early 4th round talent at the NFL level, but got overdrafted. So he has no receiving profile, and he's just he's an explosive rusher with no receiving profile. I don't think there's much ceiling there. But yeah, let's go ahead with the next pick here.
This team is
we're doing the
hideous
next
so
bid.
far.
We're doing the next bid. The 6 rounds coming up in 3, 2, 1. 1.5 from me. I'm going low. 3, 9.
Wow, Zach.
9.5. 9.5.
I love that I got the 3rd round for 9K, and now everyone's bidding higher for the lower picks. Love that value.
Producer, can we pull up the tight ends, please? We're getting into the tight end game. We're on the clock. Give me Tucker Kraft. I want Tucker Kraft. This guy, the entire time he played last year, he was tight end 1. Jordan Love and him have a spiritual connection together. He is dominating all the way down the field. He looked like George Kittle incarnate last year. We want Tucker Kraft, and we're taking him all the way to the top. He's going to be tight end 1 at the end of the year next year.
Mm-hmm. My man had
Tucker-
6 touchdowns in 7 games, 33% red zone target share when he played. He was
Smash.
top 9 tight end in 5 games, top 1 tight end in 2 weeks that he played. I'm all aboard that pick, Zachy. I think we can all agree.
Yeah, Tucker Kraft wears green. He looks like the Hulk, and Hulk smash on that pick. Anytime I can get Tucker Kraft, I'm getting him. He's a stud. I would say he's
Neil?
closer to Loveland than like the lower guys.
Yes.
But yeah, Neil, do you have any thoughts?
I feel it's very clear. You know, we got people that are not as seasoned in best ball. There's no way I'm taking him there. If you want him, I'm taking him at the next pick. But
Well, you have a
get your
chance to make
guys,
the next pick.
I can't
You
control it in this case. All right, let's
You have
move
a
to the
chance
next
to
one.
make your next pick of those best ball babies. Week 15, Miami. Week 16, Chicago. To get to that championship, you got to get to that championship. But the next bid in 3, 2, 1, boom, 1.5 from me. 6 is
6.
6 the high it
Yeah.
is, Commish. That's yours.
I'm a little surprised I won that with 6, not going to lie. That was kind of
Commish
just
is
a
not
value
prepared
bet.
for this. My God,
look,
do we have to take Jalen Hurts?
we are going to take Jalen Hurts. Oh, he wins. Let me see. Oh man, I guess Herbert. Herbert would be my
Herbie.
top choice at quarterback. Yeah.
Over Dak.
Let's see the
I
other
know it's a
quarterbacks.
stack play. Over Dak, though.
Yeah, because I think Herbert can absolutely smash in fantasy. He actually has sneaky rushing upside. Like I think he was a top 5 total yards rushing quarterback last year. And I'm all in on the point earlier. I didn't get to talk about it, but all in on the Mike McDaniel hire over there. I think they're going to go nuclear. My only concern is that Jim Harbaugh is kind of like a just play to win coach. He's not like a Dan Campbell who's going to run up the score and stuff like that. So they kind of have clashing styles, right? Like the Dolphins put up 59 points that one week. Like they used to run up the score when teams couldn't stop them. It'll be interesting to see which one of their philosophies wins. I would guess Jim is going to.
He's not hiring Mike McDaniel to not be Mike McDaniel, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I would guess Jim is going to be more like on the defensive side of the ball, and Mike McDaniel will be like a second head coach on offense. But Cups, thoughts?
Yeah, the one concern I have with Herbert is there's an old saying that really sticks true to me, and it's for any position, honestly, but it's like the worst thing you can do is have the most expensive quarterback that doesn't matter in fantasy. And I think it's applicable to any position, running back, wide receiver, tight end. But I think we run a little bit of that risk with Herbert. We see a guy like Hurts go 2 picks before. We know he has that rushing upside. We know he has the tush push. I fear that Herbert might be that one guy that's like the threshold, of being too expensive and not offering difference-making upside at the quarterback position.
Well, it is time to put up our bid for the next pick. We could make amends for the Herbert pick. 3, 2, 1. I'm throwing 3K on the board.
Make amends?
3K on the board.
2.5.
Oh, it's a tie.
3-way tie.
That means it
Can we
goes
look
to
at
the
the
man with the
totals?
most money left. It is Neil Farley who has the most
Let's
money left.
go.
It is your pick.
Okay. Here we go. What's
On the
available?
clock.
right.
Yikes.
Yeah, this is maybe not my favorite spot, but here we are.
10
So I
seconds.
do think let's Jake Harvey. I think I'm getting worried.
God.
I'm getting worried about running back. It gets pretty dire pretty quickly. I will say I'm not the biggest fan, so I'm probably not going to make the best bull case. But at the same time, this is pretty late. They have, I think, literally the best offensive line in football. So, like, even if he's not the best running back, he's going to have opportunities and he's going to be able to break runs. Like, running behind that offensive line is a cheat code. And
it's nice to finally get an RB2 on this team. So, happy to get Harvey on board. You always got to bet on Sean Payton running backs, though. Like, yeah, he likes to use the committee, but he's really good at getting them involved in the offense. Tony, you hate the pick?
I just thought I was going to go a different way. There was still, I know we just got Herbert. You don't want to go 2 quarterbacks this early. However, the double dip of adding a Mahomes or a Jackson Dart here and just going Herbert and Dart all the way to the finish, I don't think we would have needed a third quarterback at all. Would have solved that problem. And I love Dart's upside. He also loves his country, which is great, as we know. But we do need to put the bids up for the next pick in this draft because somehow RJ Harvey's on the team. So, boys, where are we going in 3, 2, 1? Throw him out there. 2.5, 2, 4K for Commish. 4K for Commish. It's your pick, my guy.
I'm bidding early, man. I'm only gonna have 1K left. I'm not taking any home with me.
Can we just say, drafting a team with 5 guys who will have 5 different perspectives on fantasy football is fucking insane. This is
Crazy.
Is that what you need?
Maybe that's all you need.
Oh my God! If Dart falls here, this would be a smash. This would be an absolute smash. Do we have Kraft at tight end, right? I'm not super big into Laporta. Can I see the wide receivers?
Oh, there's one I want. I hope he falls.
I mean, really hope his Dark Hero. So I'm gonna have to. Come on, Deuces.
I really hope
this is bad radio.
Let's go.
Run to the podium. Tony, I'm not even going to tout this guy because you just did it for me. All right. This guy's a smash, though. Tony, take it away.
5th easiest schedule for quarterbacks per, I believe it's FTN who gave me that stat. Played 12 games last year, was top 12 quarterback in 8 of them, was top 4 quarterback in 4 of those games. They added 3 playmakers on the team, and Harbaugh coming in to run this team more efficiently. The defense is absolutely dominant. And then that final stretch of games when you want those best ball babies, those playoff weeks, the Browns without Myles Garrett, the Lions and Cowboys who both give up tons of points. I love Jackson Dart. Cups, you disagree?
Not that I disagree. I'm curious what you think, Tony, on the fact that Malik Neighbors is playing in the All-Star game and can barely make it to first base right now. Are we a little worried about that number 1 target?
He did all of those numbers I just said to you without Malik Neighbors. If Malik Neighbors comes in the end of the season, that's even better for this team. Herbert carries us the first 8 weeks, Dart the last 8 weeks. I have the most money, so boys, I might be going a little heavy here.
Producer, you didn't need to show that.
Yeah, we do need to make our next pick, and my guy's still up there. So let's just Rick roll it. All right, boys, let's just Rick roll it. So the bids in 3, 2, 1. I'm throwing $6K out there, boys. I'm throwing $6K out there. Thank you. Bring me the board, producer, because I got to pray my guy's still falling here. I'm going to take him a little bit earlier than ADP, but I got to make a case for him. Put up the wide receivers for me, producer, please and thank you. And you can star Wan'Dale Robinson as the person I want to add to this team.
Okay.
My man has had 140 targets the past 2 seasons, equally, one with Malik Neighbors, and I believe Carnell Tate is not as good as Malik Neighbors, and then 140 targets without Malik Neighbors. We had Daniel Jones one year. We had semi-better quarterbacks last year. He still produced at a very high level, and he's going to the offense that designed him these routes and made him this target monster. He is going to be the best friend to Cam Ward and Tennessee. They gave him the most money in free agency. Yes, it's 1 more year than the other guys, but the most money in free agency was handed to Wan'Dale Robinson because they want him to succeed in this offense. I think he's being drafted way too low. I don't think he's going to be a reliable wide receiver 1 all the time. Did he just get taken?
He went. Fuck. Wow.
Then guess what, boys?
We were going all in on Wan'Dale.
We've already talked about him, and we're taking Jonathan Brooks on the team right now.
I think we pivoted from a pick that I think we were all kind of cool with to a pick that I don't know if anyone else was cool with.
No, I'm not cool with Jonathan Brooks.
That's the worst.
It's a terrible choice. Tony folded under the pressure.
No. This was literally the second guy under Wan'Dale that I was targeting here. Carolina has the 8th best offensive line according to FTN Sports. Chuba Hubbard was the 44th best running back in terms of EPA at the position. He is begging for someone to take the mantle. And if you're looking at all the OTAs and the reports, they are keeping a lid on Jonathan Brooks, but he looks fully healthy. This same regime drafted this man too high according to Alex Cups. They drafted this man to be the number 1 running back, and he will get a shot to. This is a pick that we are taking a hope on that he is healthy. But if he is Carolina's number 1 running back, and now he is on our team. Thank you very much.
Tony,
what's that commit?
No.
This is a train, this is a cliff, and these are the rails, and that's where it's going. We're completely off the rails.
First of all, it's death, taxes, Chuba Hubbard. Whether you like it or not, he's inevitable. He's always going to be the number 1 running back. He's also from Alberta, Canada, so we cannot be betting against Canadians and Chuba Hubbard in this spot. Jonathan Brooks never done anything but be injured.
Yeah,
that's very true.
This dude has 9 carries in 2 years. I've got to see something from him before I'm taking him in the 10th round.
Well, you're going to see him on our team, baby. But we have to put up the bids for the next round because we are coming up very fast. I only have 3.5 more to spend. So in 3, 2, 1, I'm putting up 0. I got nothing.
3,
1,
I
3,
need to stop you.
Neil.
Hey. Oh, God damn it.
Let me just say, Tony
too. I had
Tony spent 70%. Tony spent 70% of his budget on 2 running backs, which are our worst 2 picks. Just want to put that out there.
Really
I
unbelievable
will
work.
admit I was fully eyeing up Aaron Jones. I think he's a great pick, but instead we're going to pivot to someone that I think is just going to be safe and get us points. We take
5 seconds.
Khalil Shakir. Khalil Shakir.
Ugh.
I mean,
Ugh.
yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
No reaction,
that's literally the
No
reaction.
one's excited, but this dude's gonna play. Like he's gonna play in one of the best offenses in the league, and you get him like a whole round after Wan'Dale Robinson. How many more points are the Bills gonna score than Tennessee? Like,
But Neil,
probably
you love
literally
at the end of the draft. You
150,
love floor.
200.
You're all about floor at the end of the draft. Why is it floor at the end of the draft?
Dude, I mean, we only have 3 receivers to this point. I think we just need a few people that are going to get on the field. We've got upside at other positions, but we still need some security to get us through like the middle of the season when we got bye weeks, when we got injuries. We need some sort of safety.
And
Yeah,
let's
I'm
make that
100%
safety pick now. No, sorry, Cubs. They're just moving fast in this draft, so we'll get to you in a second. But first, I want to get the bid for the next round here before we get into why you either love or hate the Khalil Shakir pick. So 3, 2, 1, throw them up there. And
I only have to K. It doesn't matter.
3.5 from Zach. 3.5 from Zach. So you're going to make the pick. But Cups, sorry to cut you off. What were you talking about, Khalil Shakir?
No, I was just going to say, I totally agree with Neil. And I think if you gave someone even money on Wan'Dale Robinson versus Khalil Shakir receiving yards or fantasy points in 2026, I think it would be pretty straight up. So I do agree that getting Shakir and a round after that feels like pretty reasonable, in my opinion. So a solid wide receiver 4 for us.
All right, Zach, this is your pick, so take it away, my guy.
We only have one tight end, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's see the tight ends.
I mean, again, I'm gonna make the Kenyon
Gadsden goes with Herbert.
It's Gadsden 100% of the way. I'm going with Gadsden. That's
okay.
What I want.
I'm not a big Likely guy. I would have lobbied for Likely if he got to us purely because of Dart. But,
I do, yeah. But we have Herbert as well.
But he's not here, so
I like Gadsden. I like Gadsden. I mean, Gadsden again. He's one of those guys that, like, you saw him last year. He was just playing really good football. Like, he was clearly a difference maker. Justin Herbert clearly had chemistry with him. That was his first year. I also love guys that have pedigrees of their dads were in the NFL because it says something about just their DNA and the way that they're built. And I remember Rondé Gadsden for the Dolphins back in the day. So I'm stoked to take Gadsden.
Q's Syracuse, baby. Neil.
So it sounds like you prefer Gadsden regardless of our QB, but I'm curious, like, did it play into did it factor in that we have Herbert on the team, or do you just straight up you're taking him over Goddard every time?
It was definitely because we have Herbert on the team. I mean, the Eagles drafted Stowers, so you don't know like what's going to happen with Dallas Goedert. I think he's a little bit of a question mark. Obviously, he's still a really good player, but I think Gadsden, like I said, he was catching touchdowns last year. So I think the floor and the ceiling are both there with him, and that's why I want him in that spot. Would you have preferred Goddard?
I like Goddard. I think that there's like a fair amount of risk though at the same time. Like, he got a lot of schemed up looks near the goal line to get touchdowns, but to the same point, like with Brown leaving, I think like this is just such a safe value here. And I do think he has that sort of upside to have huge weeks that, like, in a vacuum, I'm taking Goddard. But on our team, I agree. I think Gadsden makes more sense.
We do have to go to the next round, however, because that pick is coming up, and we've built out this team pretty equally. 2 QBs, 2 tight ends, 4 of each of the wide receivers and running backs, even though you guys don't like my running backs. But the next bid in 3, 2, 1. Let me have it. Don't
Cubs
love this team. Looks like
one.
it's Cups. Looks like it's Cups. Take it
Let's
down,
see that
buddy.
board. What are we working with?
Welcome back to the draft, Cup.
Oh, yeah. Oh man. All right, we're looking bad. Let's see. So we could use another.
Time to go
receiver.
fishing, Cups.
Can I please see those wide
Cups.
receivers? Thank you.
There's one that I want.
Okay.
There's one that I want.
No, there's one that
Too.
I want. And I think I'm gonna give us a little bit of rookie upside for a team with 0. I guess we have Jadarian Price. I'm not really calling him a rookie. Antonio Williams, please. Let's take
Hell yes.
the wide receiver out of Washington. This is one of the few guys that actually grades out quite well in my model in the second round of rookie drafts right now. We really have what feels like a pretty flat tier after Omar Cooper in those dynasty drafts from like the 110 through like the 208, 210. It's really kind of a crapshoot. But I think Antonio Williams is one of the few guys that actually has some redeeming production qualities in his profile. He's a guy that spent 3 years in college or 4 years in college, but had some production early. And I think that's rare in this class. Like, we're missing a lot of those profiles with early production. And for Antonio Williams to do it at a school that's actually competent and has a pretty solid program strength, I think that says a lot about the profile. So that's a guy that I'm interested in. Also, when we think about his situation, we have no wide receivers in front of him besides Warren. And Brandon Ayuk, I get it. There's that smoke that he'll go there. I think Brandon Ayuk's a head case, and I don't think he's coming back to the NFL. I think he's going the way of Deontay Johnson. But yeah, Tony, what do you think about Antonio Williams? I think you like that one.
This is my favorite pick you've ever made. Deebo Samuel is playing for as many NFL teams as the five of us are right now. And last year in this offense or on this team, he was 25th in PPR at the wide receiver position. Antonio Williams is a better version of Deebo Samuel. They had one pick in the top 140 outside of their first rounder. They spent it on this kid to replace Deebo Samuel. But we have to go to the board here. We have to make our bids for our next pick. I believe we're in the 14th round. So in 3, 2, 1, let me have it. What do you got? 1K, 1.5. Cups, you're back on the board, baby.
Cups is going to be able to eat value right now. He's just going to be able to make a lot of picks.
More value. Yeah, easy money. All right. For me, this is, oh, baby. You know where I'm going. We're getting our third quarterback. We're getting our third quarterback. We're going back to the well.
We have Genty. He made sure we had Genty. He made sure.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I mean, could you spend your money in a more optimal way than I did this draft? I could argue that you can. So go ahead, give me Fernando Mendoza. Give us our third quarterback. I talked about it in last week's challenge. This is a guy that is, just the best possible stack in 2026. We have a pocket passer quarterback coming into the league. He's probably going to be scared to push the ball downfield. And we have a running back that can catch passes out of the backfield, okay? Like Tony said, they're going to be playing in these game scripts that are probably not favorable in this rookie year for Mendoza. I think that lends itself well to a really, really solid stack with Mendoza and Ashton Genty in 2026. Kamish, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with you on the Mendoza player take from a micro player take perspective, because I agree. I think Mendoza is going to be good this year. But within the context of our team, when we've invested pretty highly in the quarterback position, and that's probably our differentiator if we are to win. Like, does investing, I would say, mid to early on a third quarterback make sense when we haven't, given as much equity to some of the other positions?
I mean, I wouldn't say Herbert's our first quarterback off the board, right? Like, that's not super early.
And then Dart.
I think that's very early for quarterback. I mean, if I would understand it if we took Allen or Lamar or something, but I think we have 3 mid quarterbacks personally, and I think that's fine.
Well, yeah, I guess I just think they're
might be a little mid. This whole team might be a little mid. We don't know, but we have to put up the bids for the next round. We're only got a few picks left here, 4 picks left. I got a lot of money, and I'm spending it. I don't
know how much money I have left, but
I got 3.5K. Anybody beating me?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
All right, go to the running backs.
Okay. Oh no,
is he still there? Where is he? You know what I'm looking for. Where's Katron Allen?
He's still there, Tony.
If you can scroll, that's the problem. We're not scrolling.
Where's Katron?
No!
Thank you.
No!
Okay. Boys, my name is Tony
ADP
Squares.
of 198.
I have the people in the Discord calling me Tony Nose because of the big nose on my face. We're drafting Katron Allen because this is a Nostradamus take. If you read what Dan Quinn is talking about the room, they have Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt working on the passing game and as a return specialist. They have Rashad White as the only other running back with a pulse on this team. Katron Allen already has the goal line duties, the short yardage duties, and he will beat out Rashad White for that starting ability. We are getting a steal right now. And yes, we're going fishing. The ADP's awful. I don't give an F. I'm fishing Katron Fat Man Allen, and he is leading our team to absolute glory. That's the pick. That's the winner. And I've drafted 3 running backs for this team, and these boys hate every single one. But at the end of the day, this is the tout that's going to win you your fantasy league. I'm out of money. I got 500. I spent 3.5 there, producer. I'm out of money.
Tony.
What's up, Kamish?
Just one question. You're not a sleeper agent from the streamer tribe, right? Like they didn't have you over here. They didn't give you an immunity idol to come in here and tank our draft.
I wanted to leave my mark on this draft. I wanted to go through.
Oh,
And your mark is Kaytron Allen? Leave any other mark. Leave a different mark.
I would focus more on making the mark positive than making sure that you leave one.
Well, you boys can feel free to make your mark on the next pick. I'm out of money, so I'll just be auctioneering this thing with the 16th overall pick. Give out your bids in 3, 2, 1. Throw them out there. Throw them out there. 1.5, 1.5, 0.5. I'm giving this to Zachy.
Love it. Can we pull up the board? Can we see what we got?
We need running back bad.
All right, let's
I
pull up
don't
running
I
backs.
don't know.
Excuse you.
You don't think so?
We might need everything.
No, I
bad.
think we need. Let's go. We need what? Maybe wide receiver. I want to go wide receiver.
Okay.
Yeah, look at all those wide receivers. Tank Dell's still there.
Tank.
Ooh. There's part of me that kind of likes AD Mitchell a little bit, and there was like that report earlier in the year that he's like the focal point of the Jets offense. And if you think about the Jets, like
any thought on Mooney as a stack with Dart? Just throwing that out there.
Let's go AD Mitchell.
Neighbors.
I'm gonna go with AD Mitchell.
Okay,
I'm gonna stick with AD Mitchell. I'm gonna stick with AD Mitchell. He took a huge. He was really good when he came over to the Jets last year. And I think like people are underestimating the fact that the Jets added some major upgrades to their offensive with Sadiq and Omar Cooper. And now you have AD Mitchell for a whole season. And Geno Smith is like the upgrade from Tyrod Taylor / Justin Fields to Geno Smith. I know Geno didn't play great last year. It cannot be overstated how much that is. If you're going from probably the 36th and 37th best quarterbacks in the NFL to maybe the 15th to 20th best quarterback in the NFL, that's absolutely massive. Well, yeah, I know. Maybe that might be selling Geno a little bit.
No, but I hear you. I can agree with you. Yeah.
You still have two really good tackles. I still am a huge Breece Hall fan. I think that he's going to do really well. I think the defense is going to be better. I think the Jets overall are going to be a 6-7 win team. So I like AD Mitchell in that spot.
We have 2 more picks to make, boys. That means one of you is going home with money in your pocket. So what is this going to be? Let me hear those bids. I'm going to need to spend 2, 1. 1.52. It's Neil's pick. Neil, you were picking 17.
Let me just say, I'm gonna need to spend my extra money. I'm taking home on therapy after dealing with you guys for this draft. It's going right to the best therapist in the area.
I'll let you pitch me on what position we should take here. Should it be running back or should it be wide receiver?
I think it needs to be running back.
I've got the running back that's going to win the league in the last round. So let's
in the last round.
Then wide out.
Let's take wide receiver then.
Are we okay with our tight end room?
I was going to say, are we worried about a third tight end?
I wouldn't be mad with going tight end, but
who's our second one? We have Kraft and Gadsden, right?
How do you guys feel about Slayton? Like, you think he's going to play at all, or like it's really just
I do not. I do not think he's going to play at all.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Then we'll go with my boy Pat Bryant here. Can we get him?
Nice.
It was a little late.
Let's see, producer.
Pat Bryant.
What a job by the producer.
Okay, there we go.
Let's give a round of applause.
Great job.
Yeah. So I mean, I think Pat Bryant just sets up to be like a fantastic pick at the end of drafts. He completely took over Troy Franklin's role last year. He's also way less drafted than Troy Franklin to this point in the year. I think, you're playing on the Denver offense. We also already have a piece of the Denver offense. So it sort of helps to stack it up a little bit more too. He's someone that even if we didn't have that extra piece, I'm loving at the end of drafts, super safe, a good amount of upside that, entering his second year, potentially Courtland Sutton's getting a little bit older. Maybe he takes on a bigger role as the year goes on. But I'm curious kind of how like Cups thinks about that, or maybe what he's thinking about for the last round.
I know. I do kind of want to hand Cups this last pick. He made the first pick. I know we all have money left, but
I will say I was gonna take this last pick, but I'm too curious to hear what he has to say that I'll allow it.
It's a big statement.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
I truly do think that I've found the skeleton key to 2026 leagues, and that skeleton key is double pronged. It's Ashton Genty in the first round, and it is none other than the man, the myth, the legend out of Navy, drafted in the 6th round of the NFL draft. Give me Eli Heidenreich on the pitch.
Wow.
Now, this is a guy. You want to talk about a guy? We could talk about Eli Heidenreich. All right, this is going
guy right here, man.
Now, here's a guy. This is going deep into the cuts, okay? But if you know ball, you know Eli Heidenreich. And this guy, he was drafted, I think, like 230th overall in the 2026 draft. Absolute cinema, by the way. If you haven't seen the pick where the Steelers take him in Pittsburgh, he's rocking his fucking jersey. He's rocking his Navy uniform coming out on the stage. It's cinema, okay? Go take a look at that. But when we talk about his football abilities, this is a guy that has similar receiving upside to a guy like Christian McCaffrey. And you can argue that the Navy offense isn't a real offense. It's Mickey Mouse. Whatever, okay? This guy had like 1,000 wide. Excuse me. This guy had like 1,000.
He's getting choked up. He's emotional about touting him.
I'm tearing up a little bit, okay? But, like 1,000 receiving yards in his final season at Navy. He's 100th percentile in my model, okay? 100th percentile going back to 2014.
You need to reevaluate that model.
No. Let me finish. Not 100th percentile overall, not even close. 100th percentile in his best season PFF receiving grade with a 94.9 out of hundreds of running backs in my model. 94.9, 100th percentile. Average receiving yards, market share on his team, 100th percentile. 43% of Navy's receiving yards came at the hands of Eli Heidenreich in 2025, okay? This is a guy that can catch the damn ball. Aaron Rodgers is a guy that can't move, okay? We love that combination in fantasy. Same thing we're getting with Mendoza and Ashton Genty, right? We'll just take it in the last round. I think this is a guy that could really be a skeleton key in 2026.
I also feel like Aaron Rodgers would love a guy from Navy. You know what I mean? Like, doesn't that just seem break down his alley? There's like going on the Joe Rogan podcast, all three of them or whatever.
He's a vibe guy. He's a vibes guy.
I don't know.
Man.
Aaron Rodgers does not trust the government. He's not trusting the guy.
True.
He's also known to not trust rookies in his past, but I am happy that we got Eli as the 6th running back on our team because on Pittsburgh, he's the 4th running back on their team. So I do think that's value. Kamish, how do you feel about this?
Well, I think it's bullish for your team when your 18th round pick is the one that you're talking the most about out of the entire roster. So I think anytime you can get that, it's a good sign. But I don't know. Do we want to have someone recap the team real quick, and then we can give maybe some letter grades depending on how we think we did? Obviously, we're grading on the curve a little bit with drafting with 5 people. But Tony,
I want to hear Neil's thoughts.
I want to hear our thoughts on all of it, yes, but I also, instead of doing the whole team, boys, I want to do this by room. So let's go through the teams and let's each give a grade for the rooms that we have. And we can start out with the quarterback position because our quarterbacks, we took 3 of them. Somehow a backup quarterback ended up on this team, but we have Justin Herbert, we have Jackson Dart, and we have Fernando Mendoza. Spent pretty high on the Herbert-Dart combo, but we think we got a nice little value in Fernando. So out of the quarterback room in 3, 2, 1, give me your letter grade. I'm giving it a C-.
You guys are that down on them? Dude, Herbert and Dart could easily both be top 10 quarterbacks. And Cups, I know you like Mendoza. I mean, there's no way that's a C quarterback. If that's a C quarterback room, we lost. Like, hand it in the paper.
I agree with that.
Neil, will you break us down our RBs and then we'll give them a grade?
Yeah, we started off taking Ashton Genty, mind you, at 6th overall. Then we came back with Jadarian Price, RJ Harvey, Jonathan Brooks, Katron Allen, and Eli Heidenreich. So where do we fall down on that one, guys? Let's put a grade up in a few seconds. Let's say
3, 2, 1. Hey,
Cups.
Let's go. Considering this running back room is primarily me and Cups' doing.
I was going to say, if you guys didn't have that high.
We were fantastic here. Other than RJ Harvey, I don't know how RJ Harvey ended up on this team. The other 5 are slam dunks. Even the nobody from Navy that's going to get cut 3rd week of training camp. Cups, what do you think?
I mean, we took the league winner in the first round and the league winner in the last round. I really don't think you can mess up the draft when you do that. I mean, Tony, we could have a long conversation right now about Jadarian Price, but we're gonna just move on to the wide receivers and pretend that didn't happen.
Kamish, break down the wide receiver room for me.
Yeah, I think this is I'm not going to give away my grade, but perfectly cromulent. We got Drake London at pick 19. Maybe one of the only picks we didn't reach on in the entire draft. So nice to get a little bit of value there. Devontae Smith, I think he's a smash. We got Ladd McConkey, Khalil Shakir. Got a rookie down here in Antonio Williamson and A.D. Mitchell and Pat Bryant. So everyone give your wide receiver grades. We will go in 3, 2, 1. Go. A minus. Yeah, Tony.
Right. Hey, we don't all hate it.
Yeah.
I think this is our strongest room.
Fullest room. Yeah. Well, you just gave A+ to running back, so that's not true. But yeah, I like our upside.
Yeah, I also think we made enough on both the upside and on the floor, guys, that we're going to get solid points production out of this whole room no matter what happens. And if one of our younger guys goes off, we really could strike gold with this room. But Zach, I want you to break down the 2 tight ends that we got.
Yeah, I drafted both these guys, so obviously I'm really high on both of them. I think anytime you get Tucker Kraft, it's an A to me. Like I just don't think there's anything you need to say. It's just Tucker Kraft is fucking awesome, and let's see the letter grades, and it should just be A's across the board. In 3, 2, 1.
I'm only going B+.
I thought we were all going to be B's.
C+ is crazy. A++
Neil?
from Cups. I love it.
Yeah, Zach, I want to just comment real quick on the tight end room because I think Kamish made a good point earlier in the video when he said, only one team wins at this thing, right? And if we're drafting Tucker Kraft and we're drafting Oronde Gadsden, both guys that I think are like pretty boom bust at this point, you're really hoping that Tucker Kraft takes that leap into being like a tight end that matters. And Oronde Gadsden, at least for me, is a guy that we cannot forget about, like what he did in the middle of his rookie season, right? This was a guy that was above Colston Loveland, above Tyler Warren, above Harold Fannin in a lot of people's dynasty ranks after like week 8 and week 9 last year. And he looked like he could lead the receiving core in LA. So I think that's a guy that if we're betting on the upside of Oronde Gadsden, we only need 2 guys. Like they're going to carry the boats for us. And I think these are 2 guys that have pretty high ceilings. So I'm into it. I like it, Zach.
And now for the counterpoint, Neil.
I just think like we took especially Kraft a bit early, and then I really prefer the 3 tight end rooms. So I think it just kind of made the whole draft a bit more difficult for me to see the vision on. And like I said, I'm partial to 3 tight ends. I think it works. And like I said this last week, I actually am like a pretty harsh grader. So like I think it works. It's just I'm not like in love with it.
Tony, as Neil's your professor, can you attest to his poor grading, his harsh grading and high standard?
Tony didn't show up for class this week.
It would be tough to make.
I mean,
It would be tough to make the honor roll in Professor Farley's class. And I agree with you, though, Neil. I am a 3 tight end believer in these best ball builds. So I do think the 3 tight ends is what we should have done with. But again, we drafted who we drafted. The 5 of us came together and did the best we could to impart to you, the viewer, our fantasy football knowledge. And why did we do this? Not only did we have fun, I like hanging with these guys, but we are in a contest because our video and another video on Peter's channel, whichever one does better, moves forward to become the next tout in So You Think You Can Tout. So eventually these other men are going to be combating against me and we'll battle each other. But today we're a team. And if you liked what you saw, leave us a comment, give us a like, share this with your friends, send stuff out there because we are trying to compete and win. We have a Canadian. Alex Cups is doing this from France. It is tomorrow right now for Alex Cups, and we're throwing all this at the window. And our producer, thank you for his help. And all we ask out of you is to give us that support and move us forward into the next round. But boys, I believe that's the best we can do on a live stream auction draft, stealing $100K of Peter Overzet's money. And I got nothing else for you. Let's put out some torches and go have a beer or 3. I'm ready to go. How about you?
Time for a reward.
For our 18th round pick.